Welcome everybody and thank you for tuning in to my small corner of the YouTube world. Shout out to all my New Japan heads out there who know who I am. But if you don't, allow me to introduce myself. I am the natural Chris Black of the Saturday Night SlamCasters podcast, independent professional wrestler, and everybody's favorite narcissist. Now on today's show, I'm here to talk about Wrestling Dontaku, reviewing that wonderful show that happened this past Sunday in Fukuoka, Japan. Man, let me tell you something. I knew this show was going to be good. I didn't think it was going to be great, but it surprised me. This show was amazing. I enjoyed every minute of it. The matches were good. The storyline was good. And I love to see where they're going. We had 9 matches in all, 6 title defenses. And surprisingly, for the first time, there wasn't a whole bunch of multi-man matches. The first match was a 6-man tag, but that's about it. Everyone else was pretty much one-on-one matches, tag team matches. I could get used to a card like this, but I get it. I mean, I know New Japan does their multi-man matches as their undercard. Still had a very strong undercard. Like I said, there was the 6-man tag match, as well as a couple of one-on-one matches without titles. Again, this show, it's the 9-year anniversary of the formation of the Bullet Club. Bullet Club formed on May 3rd, 2013, if I'm correct about that. I wasn't a fan of New Japan back then, so I'm still learning with a lot of the new fans out there who are just finding the product. So to be able to celebrate the 9-year anniversary of the Bullet Club was something special. They definitely made it special. We had a couple people who tested positive for COVID and had to be replaced. Tatsumi Fujinami and Will Ospreay unfortunately did not make the event, and they were replaced by, well, I'll get into it. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into this show. The first match, we saw Zack Sabre Jr., Tai Chi, and Taka Michinoku defeating Shingo Takagi, Bushi, and Shiro Kashinaka. Shiro Kashinaka is the one who replaced Tatsumi Fujinami. Kashinaka, I hope I'm pronouncing that correct, is the very first junior heavyweight champion of New Japan Pro Wrestling. And you also had Shingo on his team. Shingo Takagi, the former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, current King of Pro Wrestling. What do they call it? Is it a title? Is it the provisional trophy? Anyway, I miss Shingo as a champion. I really do. Man, that man, I became such a fan of Shingo after his run as the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. I really hope that they give him another run. But right now, we'll see what he's going to do with this King of Pro Wrestling gimmick. Shiro, he utilizes the hip attacks. I see where Taguchi gets it from now. And there's a little bit of comedy in this match. He's showing Bushi how to give the hip attacks, the booty bumps. The match devolved into a brawl for a little bit, but not too long. The match really built to Shingo finally getting tagged. He comes in, he's just wrecking shit left and right. Tai Chi tags in. These two are just great to watch together. They have really good chemistry. Tai Chi in the end gets the best of Shingo with the Gato clutch and gets the pin for the win. These two are going to continue to feud over the King of Pro Wrestling provisional trophy. That's what I'm going to call it. So I'm looking forward to that. I know the match is going to be fire. So let's move on. Next match, we have Himuro Takahashi defeating Yo. Okay, didn't like this match. It wasn't bad, but it was short, and I think that it did Yo no justice. The match started off hot. They were both chopping the shit out of each other, then were bumping each other around. It was very fast-paced. In fact, by the 5-minute mark, both men were just on their backs, totally spent. It seemed very even at first, but then just Takahashi, he just ate him up. It was a little clunky in some parts of the match. I don't know who was off, whether it was Himuro or Yo, and I especially didn't care for the finish of this match. Himuro hits the time bomb number 1. He doesn't cover Yo. In fact, he picks him up again, big no-no, and hits the time bomb number 2 for the win. So, in my opinion, he pretty much, I hate when people throw around the term buried, but he kind of did. he kind of he treated Yo like a jobber, and I don't like that. I think Yo definitely deserved a win in this match. Hopefully, during the Best of Super Juniors, he will get some measure of revenge against Moro Takahashi. But that remains to be seen. Match number 3. Tonga Loa defeats Yujiro Takahashi, who was accompanied to the ring by Peter. Always a pleasure to see Peter. Yujiro jump attacks Tonga with a boot to the face as he's getting into the ring. But he had a very short-lived advantage. You know, Tonga Loa got back on top of things real quick. House of Torture is up to their usual antics. We had Sho running out and interfering while Yujiro and Tonga Loa was fighting on the ramp. Yujiro, his matches is a little bit of a slower pace, and his matches are not that exciting, to be honest. But I was into this match. Sho was taken out with a power bomb. Tonga Loa gets hit with the pimp juice, but he kicks out and he's able to put Yujiro Takahashi away for the win. If you listen to my predictions for this show, I had Tonga Loa winning this match, but I had his brother Tama Tonga losing because I didn't believe both of them were going to win their matches tonight. But as we see, I was wrong about that. All right, next match. Let's get into some of these championship matches. For the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles, you have Taguchi and Master Wato defeating Kanemaru and Douki. Master Wato. I tell you, I don't know what to say about this dude. I know that he gives me some Dominic Mysterio vibes. If you listen to a couple of episodes back for the Saturday Night SlamCasters podcast, I kind of broke down what I think was wrong with Dominic Mysterio. He's one of those guys that is able to physically do the moves. That's about it. He doesn't know the worker aspect of the business yet. And Master Wato is pretty much the same way. He can do the moves, but the storytelling aspect, the performance aspect is missing. His selling is very basic. I need to see more agony. I need to see more. It needs to be more believable. It comes across as an act. It comes across as a performance. I want to see this guy really look like he's been in pain. I question whether he's ever been hit in real life before because the way he sells it doesn't look genuine. Now, I say all that, but this isn't a bad match. It's actually a pretty good match. Master Wato just kind of throws off the vibe a little bit. Taguchi in the end rolls up Kanemaru after avoiding a blast of liquor to the face. And then he puts his ass in Kanemaru's face, pulling down the tights, and gets the 3 count. Don't know what that's all about. He just wants to put his ass in people's face now and then. Earlier he came out holding his briefs, so they already established that he wasn't wearing them. So, okay, we'll go with that. Next match. For the IWGP Tag Team Championships, we have Chase Owens and Bad Luck Fale defeating Jeff Cobb, the Great Okan, and a team of Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto. This match was all over the place, but it was not a clusterfuck. Lots of action, lots of moving parts, but the big spots happened when they were supposed to happen. They were meaningful when they happened. I'm not going to complain. It had a lot, like I said, it had a lot of moving parts, but it was easy to follow. It wasn't a clusterfuck. They weren't falling all over the place. It was a well put together match. Jeff Cobb had Goto beat with the Tour of the Islands, but Bad Luck Fale breaks the count, takes out Jeff Cobb, and Chase Owens pins Goto with the rocket launcher elbow drop assisted by Bad Luck Fale, which was a homage to beautiful Bob Eaton from what the commentators were saying. And with that, we have new IWGP Tag Team Champions, Bad Luck Fale and Chase Owens. I did not see that coming at all. They were the last team that I thought were going to win this match. I thought Jeff Cobb and Great Okan was going to retain. There was a very small possibility that Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto could have regained the championship, but I did not see Chase Owens and Bad Luck Fale winning at all. Wow. And from what I understand, this is Chase's first title in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So, interesting. Let's see where this goes. And let's see what this means when we get to the Forbidden Door pay-per-view, which is, again, this is a weird call to have these two win. Not upset about it. I'm just a little confused because I want to see where this goes. So up next, we had a little bit of a break where they announced that they have the blocks for the Best of the Super Juniors tournament. So let's get into that. Block A, we have Taguchi, Yo, Clark Connors, Himuro Takahashi, Kanemaru, Ace Austin, Alex Zane, Francesco Akira, hope I didn't fuck his name up, Ishimori, and Sho. So Ace Austin, glad to see that he's in this tournament. Clark Connors, really glad to see he's in this tournament. Everyone else, are normal regulars in New Japan. Akira, not really familiar with that guy, so I guess I'm going to get familiar once we get into the tournament. Block B, we have Master Wato, Robbie Eagles, Titan, another guy that I'm not really familiar with, Bushi, El Desperado, Daoki, El Lindemann, not familiar with him either, Wheeler Yuta, great pick for this tournament, TJP, another great addition to this tournament, and El Phantasmo. I'm telling you, I'm looking forward to this tournament. Seems like they're going back to their old formula, the round robin block tournament, where it's similar to the G1 Climax, except it's the Super Juniors, the junior heavyweights. So I can't wait to get into this tournament. Should be interesting. Let's get back into this show. Up next, we have Tama Tonga defeating Evil for the Never Openweight Championship. Oh man, this match is good. This is a grudge match, first of all. The match starts out, they fight on the ramp as Evil comes down. Tama Tonga runs down and just gets right into it. They're brawling on the outside. The match has not even officially started. When they finally get into the ring, the referee rings the bell, signifying that the match has started. They go back to the outside. We get the table spot. Evil, gotta do the table spot. He grabs a mic and starts yelling at Tama Tonga to quit. This is a different type of aggression coming from Evil. Evil is at his best when Dick Togo's involvement is at a minimum. Not to say that he wasn't involved in this match, because he was. But Tama is fired up. The crowd is behind him 100%. Evil kicks out of the Supreme Flow. Tama takes a chair shot to the back by Dick Togo, but then he kicks out of a Darkness Falls. He locks in the Scorpion Deathlock on Evil. And then we hear the bell ringing, except for it wasn't the referee calling for the bell. It was Dick Togo. So Tama releases the hold thinking that he won. The ref gets knocked down, or should I say the ref gets knocked down when Evil shoves Tama Tonga into him. So he gets knocked out of the ring. Dick Togo gets in with the Garrick and starts choking Tama Tonga. Jado, I forgot to mention Jado, he keeps everything neutralized. He gets involved and takes both guys out with kendo sticks. Tama Tonga hits the gun stun on Evil, picking up the victory, becoming the Never Openweight champion. His very first singles championship in New Japan Pro Wrestling. It is about damn time. And as he's celebrating, here comes Doc Gallows and Carl Machine Gun Anderson. Surprise, surprise. Didn't see this coming. They came down and beat the shit out of Tama Tonga. And Carl Anderson challenges Tama for the title that he just won. So, very interesting. Tonga Loa does try to come down and help, but he gets beat down as well. So, well, is it safe to say that Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson are back in New Japan Pro Wrestling? I found it odd that they signed with Impact in the first place. They've always just felt like New Japan Pro Wrestling people, especially with this quote-unquote forbidden door, and then they kind of worked in AEW a little bit, but they're working against FinJuice primarily in Impact. So I don't know, they always felt like New Japan people anyway. So I wonder when their contracts are up with Impact, but they just need to just stop fucking around and just go right back to NJPW, because that's where they belong. Next match. For the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, we have Taiji Ishimori defeating El Desperado. Another match that I got wrong. I thought El Desperado would be holding on to this championship until the Best of the Super Juniors tournament. But man, this match, I would have to say that this is probably my favorite match of the night. Both of these men have some aches and pains that the other person exploits. El Desperado has a little bit of shoulder injury. His shoulder's tender. Ishimori's knee is kind of bothering him. So this is the story of the entire match. Ishimori hits a shoulder breaker, hurting his own knee in the process. There was a huge sense of desperation, sense of urgency, which describes this match. Both men wanted to finish this as quickly as possible. They were trading submissions, trading pins, and in the end, Ishimori reverses a Pinche Loco into a bone lock, and El Desperado taps out. This match was something else. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Definitely, like I said, favorite match of the night. Up next, for the IWGP US Heavyweight Championship, Hiroshi Tanahashi defeated Tomohiro Ishii. Okay, so as we all know, this was not the match that was advertised. This is how we got here. So Sonata, a couple weeks ago, vacated the US Championship due to a broken orbital socket. He wanted Tanahashi to take the title since he was the last person to have it. However, Will Ospreay opposed this because he's the one who put Sonata on the shelf after their match at the New Japan Cup. So the original match was Tanahashi versus Will Ospreay. Well, unfortunately, Will Ospreay tested positive for COVID. So Ishii was named as the opponent for tonight. At the start of the match, Ishii chose violence and starts getting aggressive right away. You know, Tanahashi's matches are very routine, and there's nothing wrong with that. I know a lot of people used to give Bret Hart shit saying that he's a routine man. Ric Flair is a routine man. Tanahashi is a very routine wrestler. You've seen one Tanahashi match, you've seen them all. But he finds a way for them all to be interesting, for the most part. Now, Tanahashi's matches are a lot of times a snore fest when it's face versus face, but Ishii has that edge to him that even though he is a baby face, he's still dangerous, and his aggression kind of makes him heel-like. So Tanahashi has to dial it up a bit. This match was not what I expected. They both wrestled each other's type of match. I saw some moves from each other that I didn't expect. I love how Ishii no-sells a lot of offense, how he just kind of leans in and just takes it. I know Jim Cornette kind of shitted on Ishii due to his match on Rampage, I think about a week ago. But no, he's just not familiar with Ishii, who he is and how he works. I think that if there's one person that deserves to do the no-sell offense, is Tomohiro Ishii. Tanahashi hits him with a dragon suplex, which just looked sick. Ishii's neck already doesn't bend. I didn't expect Tanahashi to take it to Ishii the way he did. They were headbutting the hell out of each other, slapping the hell out of each other. And in the end, Tanahashi does win with the high fly flow. Totally expected Tanahashi to win. He's got a match coming up against Jon Moxley at Capital Collision on May 14th. So, no surprise. Plus, Ishii was kind of just thrown in there, so kind of doubted they were going to put the title on him. But what happened next is what was shocking, to say the least. Chase Owens comes out with his newly won IWGP Tag Team Championship, saying that, hey, remember back in the G1 when I beat you and I never got my title shot? However, this is just a distraction because a masked man comes in from behind, runs in, takes out Tanahashi, unmasks himself, and surprise, surprise, it's Juice Robinson wearing a Bullet Club vest. Oh my God. Didn't see this coming at all. Juice Robinson lays out Tanahashi, leaves with the title. I'm at a loss of words. Like, matter of fact, let's hear what Juice had to say about this.
If there's any question as to why I just did what I did to Tanahashi, well, you're all fucking stupid. How long did you think that I was gonna play grab ass with Taguchi and friends, huh? How long did you think I was gonna sit on the apron and wait for David Finlay to tag me, huh? No, this is my shit.
That's his shit.
This is my shit. And if you're surprised right now, oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. Here, I want you to give this to fucking Tanahashi, and you tell him that Juice Robinson is coming coming to fucking take it whenever he wants.
Strong words by Juice Robinson. So excited. I've been saying for years, matter of fact, I think when I first started this channel, I was saying how Juice Robinson probably needs to turn heel, probably needs to join the Bullet Club. And years later, look what happened. Look, Juice Robinson, this is going to add another layer to his character. He went from the flamboyant one, babyface, crowd favorite. Now we get to see another side of Juice Robinson. I'm loving this. I cannot wait to see how this develops. I cannot wait to see his role in the Bullet Club. Again, just mind blown. And the main event of the evening, we have Kazuchika Okada defeating Tetsuya Naito for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship title. Again, Naito just takes his sweet ass time to disrobe. Okada, though, he has patience, so he's unbothered. In the start of the match, both men try to frustrate the other, seeing who would make the first mistake. I love how Okada paces his matches. Builds up well to the climax. Again, his matches are well paced. They're long, but they're enjoyable. Naito is just laser focused on Okada's neck during this match. Just a very hard hitting match. I'm not usually a big fan of Okada Naito matches, but this one had my attention. 25 minutes in, both men are spent. Both have a sense of urgency to get the advantage. I still hate the Destinos as a finisher. I fucking hate it. Naito hits 2 of them. Okada kicks out of both of them. It just a very ineffective finishing maneuver, and I've said that before. Okada reverses a 3rd Destino attempt, nails a hard rainmaker, and gets the 3 count. Not much to say about this match. Good match. This is the 3rd time I think they've wrestled this year, so, but that's neither here nor there. What happened after the match is what is most meaningful. So as Okada cuts his promo, he starts celebrating as his music is playing, and I'm like, something's gonna happen because they're kind of letting this drown a little bit. Sure enough, Jay White's music hits while Okada is in the ring. Okada doesn't give him a chance to say anything. He snatches the mic. Gato hits him from behind. White lays in some forearms. Okada returns the favor. He gets another cheap shot from Gato and then gets a Blade Runner. Jay White gets on the mic. He is joined by the rest of Bullet Club minus House of Torture. Interesting. They all lost their matches. Evil, Yujiro, Sho and Dick Togo weren't really in matches, but they were ineffective as a team. So it's funny. They might get cut, and House of Torture might become their own faction and probably pick up some more people. That remains to be seen. I just find it interesting that they were not present during this whole Bullet Club reunion. Jay White announced that he will be the next IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. So that is what we have to look forward to. And it looks like it's going to happen at Dominion. We're going to have Jay White facing Kazuchika Okada. Now again, because we have this looming pay-per-view called Forbidden Door coming up, what the fuck is going to happen? When you think about things, a lot of people expect CM Punk to beat Hangman Adam Page for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And I would love to see Jay White versus CM Punk. I don't know if I want to see that match with both of them holding their promotions titles, because that could be a little, it could be a little weird, especially with the finish. So what did they do? Did they put Jay White over? Or does Okada retain the championship going into that Forbidden Door pay-per-view? This is going to be hard to call. Dominion is definitely something that I'm looking forward to. I want to see this match. I want to see what happens. For all we know, it may not be anything as big as we're thinking. It might just be multi-men match. That way the titles aren't compromised. Championships aren't compromised in the finishes. Whatever. That remains to be seen. That remains to be seen. I'm not here talking about that. Let's finish this off. Let's go ahead and take this home. Overall, great pay-per-view. Great show. I loved it. Had a lot of surprises, a lot of returns, just an overall, just a great show. But that's going to about do it for today. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, choosing me to listen to my review of Wrestling Dontaku. If you enjoy my reviews or enjoy my channel, please remember to hit that subscribe button on your way out. Why don't you go ahead and do that right now? Ring the notification bell so that you are alerted whenever new content is posted. You can follow me on all social media. Links are in my description. That'll take you to my Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And while you're at it, be sure to show the Saturday Night SlamCasters some love. Links are also in the description that will send you to our podcasting site, Facebook page, Facebook group, and our YouTube channel, which has content of its own separate from the podcast. Be sure to hit a like and subscribe that as well. So looking forward into May, I have a lot of content that I'm going to be downloading. We have Capital Collision happening on May 14th, the Best of the Super Juniors tournament starting on May 15th. So again, lots of content to look forward to. Again, if you are a fan of the channel, if you've enjoyed these reviews, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell. That way you are alerted every time new content is uploaded. Until next time, my fellow New Japan heads, come get slammed.